Hi everybody, Kelvin here on the continuing hi-fi adventure. I'm calling this an adventure because things surprise you. Things jump out the bushes and go, whoa, this is not what I expected. And these are case in point. I can't tell you how surprised, impressed I am. I've had these speakers for about 5 years. I bought them for about 70 quid, 70 pounds, like 5 years ago. I played them once or twice, put them away, lent them to someone, put them away again. Now I got them out. I put them on the right amp. Yes. So much of this hi-fi thing, it's about get the right amp and speakers. I mean, you can't stress that enough. I'll tell you a bit later the amps I've had on with this. Some didn't work, some worked. One was just incredible. I had some people here, I've been playing that combination and they're literally going, oh, that's good. You know, just people that aren't interested in hi-fi, they're literally shocked. I was actually a bit shocked. Okay, let me do some technical stuff here about these. They're quite unknown. They're British. Paralab, P-A-R-A stroke lab, LNB. Now I'm pretty sure this is the 20. It could conceivably be the 40. This company only seems to make about 4 or 5 maximum, from what I can tell. 4 or 5 speakers. What was I going to say? Yes, so 3 drivers. This KEF B200 is all over the place in the late mid 70s. It's in other people's speakers, it's in all the KEF speakers, it's in monitor audio, all over the place. Sometimes it has a bigger magnet. This is the one with the small magnet. It's SP1014. So this is the most common one. T27, KEF tweeter, and at the top, Coles Super tweeter. All of these are probably some of the most findable drivers if you ever need to replace them. The Coles tweeter you can actually buy new, but you can also find them second hand because there was tons of them made. T27, tons of them made, and this B200, tons of them made. That's 200 millimeters, that's 8 inches, yeah. You know, a good thing to know about that driver, you know, it's called Bextrine, which is like foam with plastic on, basically, polystyrene with plastic on, thin obviously. But that driver, it's durable. Those speakers last a long time. You know, most time when I see that driver, it's working. You know, it's not a paper cone that's easily bust, and it certainly hasn't got foam surround, which most times is decayed after 20 years for sure. So it's, you know, robust. If I saw these speakers and, you know, one of the bass drivers are missing or the tweeter was totally pushed in, because you can kind of fix tweeters sometimes, but if it was totally, I'd buy them because you will have no trouble finding those, and you know, you can connect those even if you're an amateur. You can just twiddle the wires together. Okay, 1975. What did I say? I would call these speakers under the radar, which is a sort of funny term some people in hi-fi use, meaning people don't know about them. And I think they don't know about them because they weren't made in large numbers. It seems like very rare things. I don't know, or maybe I didn't get talked about in the magazines, or they didn't advertise, or whatever. I don't know what happened. But these are fairly unknown, but I'm definitely calling them under the radar price-wise, because most people will not know what they are. They're not, the quality of them, you know, construction isn't very impressive. That's chipboard. This whole outside skin, which is quite thin, I think that's all 1/2 inch. Outside skin is veneered chipboard. That's chipboard. And the transmission line, which I should be talking about, which is, you know, a sort of a long tube that comes out here, that's all made of chipboard too. So you might look at them and go, oh, they don't look too classy, you know. And even the crossover is quite simplistic. But it's one of those things, you know, sometimes the right drivers, the right size box. This is the truth about hi-fi, it's the designer. If someone, you know, you need a brilliant designer or super lucky, whatever you like. But some things just hit the spot. These really hit the spot. Okay, I could go on and on about these speakers. Let's do the sound. So, I've been playing these with 3 amplifiers. The first amp I put on is the one that was just a match made in heaven. And then I tried some other, and that first amp was the Sonab R4000, Swedish, but made in England. You know, I don't know that. You can't find much information on that amp. It sounds Class A to me, you know, or it's Class AB, but it has that Class A sound, which is a level of control that is just better. You know, Class A is just better, I would say, and kind of rarer for sure. I don't know, that amp may not be Class A, but let me say it sounds Class A. If you know what a Class A sounds like, you know what I mean. So the Sonab and these were spectacular. Suddenly the bass, it's a low-end landscape suddenly, because the transmission line is the best way for the bass driver. Yeah, you know, if you like a closed box where you'll see this driver all over the place, like the Kef Corelli. There's loads of them, loads of other speakers by Monitor Audio, but you put this driver in a closed box, which would have been normal in the early 70s. You know, it's fighting against that vacuum in the box, which is deliberate, you know, and it controls the bass. But put it inside this labyrinth or transmission line, and it's just like it can deliver the finer details. It's kind of correctly weighted, or, you know, it's like the closed box, it's China, you have to, you know, you're kind of tweaking the crossover. Whereas in this transmission line, I can't tell you how lovely. It was just another world of bass. And the Sonab, honestly, I didn't realize how good that was in the bass, because I didn't have the goddamn right speakers. That's the, you know, I gotta say the truth. Yeah, that Sonab excelled itself with its speakers. Let me read from my notes, and I'll get back to just to make some sense. Yeah, what you'll suddenly have is positioned bass, you know, whereas a lot of the time you're getting thud, boom, 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 boom. Suddenly it's like bass in a room, bass that is being produced and kind of deliberately placed somewhere. You know, you're just getting into all the finer points of a record production. I was listening to Beat It, Michael Jackson. I played it to a friend of mine. He's not into hi-fi at all. He was impressed. He was properly impressed. You play this sound, these speakers, that Sonab, people just go, whoa. You know, non-hi-fi people will sit up and listen. It's that remarkable. And really, it's about the combination. I'll get to the other amps I played this with in a minute. But I want to say this. It's about combinations. And this is the thing that's seriously not discussed or mentioned a lot of the time in the hi-fi world. That amp with those speakers, bing, it's the bullseye. They just work differently. You know, the speakers present everything in certain proportions, bass, mid, treble. The amplifier presents things in certain proportions, bass, mid, treble. If your amp is super bassy, your speakers are super bassy, or your amp is bright and your speakers are bright, you know, that doesn't work out. So, you know, it's got to be right. And if you hit it right, it's a winner. So, you know, in a way, when people write about things and say these speakers are incredible, or this amp and da 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 da, I mean, you want quality. Let's not beat around the bush. You want quality, but combinations are what makes it happen. So I put this with my Akai AM73, which is an amp I also love. It didn't really deliver. Honestly, I was like going, is there something wrong with this amp today? And I messed around with it. I've been playing it. It's fine. But literally, I was thinking that, you know, it just didn't work out. It just didn't work out. That amp has a lot of bass, not a lot of top end. It wasn't the right combination. And then I thought, what else should I put on? I put on the little Sansui 331, which is like 12 watts. That sounded pretty nice too. You know, I just wanted to cross-reference thing. But the Sonab sounded fantastic. But what can I say? These speakers, lot of space in the mid-band, you know, and nicely positioned, right? Anything with girl singers. What was I listening to? What's that Lou Reed thing? Walk on the Wild Side, yeah. Do 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 do. Those lovely girl singers, sublime, just gorgeous. Anything with, you know, you get that on Van Morrison a lot. Early Blondie, great sort of backing on Ziggy Stardust, the Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust, The Spiders of Mars. Loads of nice backing vocals, just sublime, just sublime. Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is, as I say, not an expensive construction. You could almost call it a fluke. I mean, I'm sure the man that designed it knew what he's doing. I shouldn't be saying it's a fluke, but you know, that can, you know, some of these things there must be cases when it's more luck than judgment, when something's hit the nail on the head, like the NAD 3020, just boom, hits the point. Oh, here's a funny thing. Here's a bit of triv for you, which was kind of amazing. Now, the Coles Super Tweeter, which is the little one at the top, apparently, according to what I read, you know, on some hi-fi forum, a man reverse engineered a microphone, because microphones are basically like speakers, but they're either, you know, if you've got a pair of headphones even, and you can use that as a microphone, it probably won't sound very good, but if you plug it into the mic socket, it will, because it's a diaphragm, you know, it works like a microphone. So apparently the Coles Super Tweeter was a high frequency microphone, something to do with radar systems, and he just reverse engineered it, put the sound through it and go, oh, I'm getting, you know, because it was only high frequencies, and he realizes that became the Coles Super Tweeter. I read that multiple times. I think it's true. It kind of sounded true, you know. What else is there? That's probably, okay, Mike Batten. I think that was the designer and the man that designed referring to the tweeter and the microphone. I believe that's his name. But look, what I want to say, just spectacular speakers, right amp. My God, the bass is sublime and it's a lovely world. You could just like have a whole evening. It's entertainment incorporated. Yeah, deep structure, beautiful. And, you know, it's weird. The crossover's not complicated. Okay, what was I going to say? Please, yeah, do like this channel. If you like it, there's a button. It's called like. Press it, and then you liked it. I'm trying to build the channel, basically, more, you know, than before. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. I mean, if you can find these, or the smaller brother of them, there's a two-way one that's smaller, you know, 100 quid, you might find, you know, these are just winners. They're just winners. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye now.